Hi everyone, how's it going? What I have for you today is a short warm-up sequence. You can use this on its own, or you can use this before moving on to another exercise or yoga series. But all you're gonna need is a blanket and 2 blocks. Props are gonna be optional. I am gonna be using them, but I encourage you to use them if you need them. But like I said, if you don't have access to them, you can definitely still play and follow along. So when you have all of your stuff, go ahead and come to your favorite practice place, and we're gonna get started in a supported virasana. So like I said, if you don't have props, just follow along the best you can, but a supported virasana, right? You can choose to have blankets, blocks, bolster, whatever. Legs are gonna come together, knees, thighs gonna come together, shins are gonna go out wide. So when I come to the side, right, you'll see my legs out wide. I'm gonna be sitting on the widest, lowest setting of my block, right? And just the bottom tips of my seat are supported by the block, right? So just my sit bones are evenly supported, my hips are evenly supported, right? Everyone has a different shaped body, so you may need something bigger, smaller, whatever the case may be, just as long as you find evenness on both the right and left sides of the body. Right, so heels are just going to be grazing the outer edges of the thighs. And then have a slight press down of the shins coming into the ground. And from there, you may start to feel a little bit of a lift or rise elsewhere in the body. If not, no biggie. And then bring your attention up into the trunk, right? Into the low back more specifically. Think of keeping the low back long, so you're in more of this neutral pelvis position, right? And then take your hands, even just your thumbs, right? And place them on the lowest rib on the back body, right? Just use your thumbs to identify where this is, right? And then just bring those floating ribs forward into the front body, right? So now you'll maybe, hopefully, feel the entire rib cage start to lift, right? You may even find a sensation of kind of going backwards, right? But ultimately we're finding lift through the sides of the chest, lift through the sternum, right? And then allow, before we go there, actually, let's retract a little bit. Let's go back to that low back, right? So if you notice that you started to round in that low back, find that lengthening in the tailbone again, right? While trying to keep the lift in the upper body. And then when you feel situated, right, allow the arms to hang heavy, hands to rest on the lap. Go ahead and close your eyes. Move into a slower, more even, deeper rhythm of breath, where you're now filling the entire trunk with air, right? And if you don't get it on the first try, that's fine. Just start to just gradually make your way into this deeper, fuller rhythm of breathing. And then on your next breath out, right, return to just a natural rhythm of breathing. And go ahead and open up your eyes. All right, go ahead and come up off of your support and just move it off to the side. Now, I'm practicing on concrete. I'm gonna place a blanket underneath my legs for a bit more comfort and support. You can do the same, or you may not need it. And then come onto your shins, right, with the legs hip distance in parallel, right? And I'm just gonna turn to the side for a moment. Feet, toes can be tucked or untucked, whichever gives you a bit more support, right? So as you're standing here, right, kneeling here, think of Tadasana, right? Where we have this shooting up on the inner line of the thighs, right? So actively continue to press down through the shins, right? Lift up through the inner thigh, right? And then hips hug in, middle buttock, sacrum presses forward. Find those bottom ribs, those floating ribs, right? And think of drawing in towards the front body while keeping length in the low back. Now, without disrupting too much, hinge at the hips, right? And bring your seat towards your heels. And then trying to keep everything active, drawing into center, all that containment, pull yourself back up onto your knees. Right, so there's this literal push and pull. Right? So as you press down through your shins, pull yourself up. And then arms can stay down by your sides, or you can use them as like momentum to move with the body. Right, but we're going to do this once more, and we're going to meet up on the knees. All right, press down through the left leg, right? Step the right leg forward. Now you may need your blocks here, so just line them up on both sides of you. Now keeping all of that containment that we just created, right? One leg is forward, so naturally we might start to feel some asymmetry. So take a gaze down at the body, at the hips, right? Maybe you need to draw that right hip slightly back, left slightly forward, or maybe nothing at all. Now, driving the movement from the hips, from that middle buttocks, right? Lean everything forward while you keep the hips even in line, right? Allow the knee to go over the ankle, right? Totally fine. And then pull yourself back up to neutral. All right, so we're gonna literally lean back into that. Right. And then come back. And we're going to go once more, see if you can gradually get a little bit deeper. Right. And then as you're here, check in with the low back, right? Find that length here. If you feel like you're lifting up, great. Draw those bottom ribs in towards the chest, right? And then just like a really clean, soft brush stroke, right? Lengthen from the pubic bone, up through the navel, up through the sternum. Whoops. And then go ahead, come back to center, right where we started, more neutral. Right. Take the arms up, right? Grab onto opposite elbows. Lift through the sides of the chest. Press the arms slightly more back. So in this position, right, start to go inward, find a place of focus, concentration, where you know you're in the shape, you know you're here, right, but you're just a little more elsewhere, a little more focused onto this internal space. And then straighten the arms. Take the arms back down by your sides. Repress into that left leg. Step the right leg down. Right. Take a moment to find evenness between right and left sides. And then press down through the right foot or right leg. Right. Step the left leg forward. All right, now we're going to drive that momentum, that direction forward, right, through the sacrum, through the middle buttocks, right? So extend, right? Stay even in the hips, because gradually we're going to get a little bit deeper. And then pull yourself back to center, and then re-extend. And again, find that push and pull, right, throughout the entire body. See if you can even find those areas of push and pull that I didn't even mention. Come back to center. And then this time even a little bit deeper, again, while keeping everything as even structurally as possible. All right, bring the attention to the low back, find a bit more length. All right, floating ribs come in towards the front body. That soft brush stroke of length up the front of the body. And then take the arms up overhead, cross opposite elbows. Lengthen from the armpits to the elbows and press the arms back. And close the eyes or keep them open and find that point of focus, that inner concentration. Extend the arms, lower them back down by your sides. Pull yourself back to that neutral position. Right, press down into the right leg, step the left leg down. Right, take a moment, come down onto your shins, or bring the seat to the heels. Go ahead and bring the big toes to touch. Take the knees slightly wider. All right, you're gonna grab one of your blocks, place it on its long width so that the long edges of the block run parallel to the long edges of the floor. And then your second block is gonna be on its wide width, right? So they're gonna be perpendicular to each other. All right, we're gonna come into a child's pose. So this bottom block is going to support the length of the sternum. This top block is going to support the forehead. With both of these points supported, right, I want to take all of the weight, all of the work and effort off of the shoulders, the arms, so everything can just start to spread, right? The low back can spread, the shoulders can spread and round. And when I say spread, I mean from that linear perspective, right? Everything running along the spine. Now it can just move out away from the spine and roll off the edges of the body. So feel the connection of the shins to the ground, the toes. And with your body stacked on top of that, right, just allow all of the weight of your body, all of your effort, again, to just release, let go, soften. So now you start to feel softness in the structure. And with all the effort off the physical body, you can place all of your effort on your mental focus and commit to just being here for the next couple of moments. Breathe in a little bit deeper. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Press yourself up, go slow. Go ahead and open up your eyes. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Good luck to you on the rest of your journey. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, I would absolutely love to hear from you and to hear how your experience has been during this series. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.